the Harris family had it all. A stunning, sprawling home nestled in an upscale suburban neighborhood. A doting father, Jake Harris, well known for his popular YouTube channel where he shared parenting tips, his personal life, and moments of heartfelt joy with his only daughter, Lily. The world knew them as the perfect father-daughter duo, inseparable, quirky, and full of life. But in the summer of 2023, everything changed. It was an ordinary Thursday morning when the Harris family's life was forever altered. Neighbors recall the quiet morning turning to chaos when emergency responders arrived at their pristine home, a scene of eerie silence. Jake Harris, a single father who had gained a large following online for his motivational parenting videos, and his 17-year-old daughter, Lily, a popular TikTok personality known for her dancing routines and candid commentary, were found dead in their home. The authorities quickly labeled the deaths as a tragic accident, a gas leak. But the truth, or rather the absence of it, would soon prove more elusive. Jake's loyal YouTube followers were the first to notice the sudden silence from his channel. For days there were no new videos or updates. His usual content, which had showcased everything from father-daughter DIY projects to emotional discussions about single parenthood, stopped abruptly. It didn't take long for worried fans to send messages and check in. But their concerns were soon drowned out by the gut-wrenching news. On that fateful morning, a maintenance worker had been called to the Harris house after neighbors noticed an unusual smell coming from the property. Upon entering, the worker found the lifeless bodies of Jake and Lily in the living room, surrounded by the faint scent of natural gas. Emergency services were called, and within minutes, they declared the house to be the scene of a fatal gas leak. The official report stated that a gas leak had seeped through the house overnight, killing the two in their sleep. But the theory was met with immediate skepticism. Jake Harris had been an advocate for safety and health on his YouTube channel, often sharing tips about home maintenance and emergency preparedness. It was hard to believe that someone so diligent could overlook a simple safety precaution. Fans and friends of the family began to question the official narrative. How could two people so active, so vibrant, be victims of such a mundane, tragic accident? The autopsy reports came back weeks later. Jake had died of asphyxiation due to inhaling toxic levels of carbon monoxide, a common consequence of a gas leak. Lily's cause of death was also attributed to asphyxiation, but with one critical difference. Her blood contained traces of a sedative, a substance commonly used to induce unconsciousness. The official timeline of the deaths seemed off. Forensic evidence suggested that the father and daughter had been unconscious for hours before their deaths. The timeline of the gas leak didn't align with the coroner's findings. The house had been checked for gas leaks just 2 days before their deaths, an action that had passed without any sign of danger. Yet, somehow the gas leak had gone undetected until it was too late. Additionally, the phones of both Jake and Lily were found to be wiped clean. No text messages, no phone logs, no social media activity from the night before. It was as though their digital lives had been erased, leaving behind only questions. The police claimed that the phones had been damaged beyond repair by the explosion that followed the leak, but experts couldn't agree on that claim. They pointed out that the phones had no visible damage, and digital forensics experts couldn't retrieve any data from the devices. As the days passed, more and more inconsistencies began to surface. The gas leak theory had always been vague, but now, it was looking increasingly suspect. There was no evidence of the gas line malfunctioning, and no neighbors had heard anything unusual the night of the deaths. No one could confirm that the leak had actually been present. The local police investigation was deemed lacking. The detectives seemed satisfied with the gas leak theory, and there was no follow-up on the missing phone data or the traces of sedatives in Lily's blood. What was even more alarming was the failure to investigate the absence of security footage from the house's surveillance system. The cameras had mysteriously failed to record the night of the incident, a strange occurrence given the house was fully equipped with a state-of-the-art system. Jake Harris's YouTube and Lily's TikTok accounts had millions of followers. Their deaths didn't just shake the small suburban neighborhood, they sent ripples through the digital world. Fans who had followed Jake's parenting advice and Lily's upbeat, dance-filled content were left heartbroken and confused. Jake's fans quickly began to dig deeper, asking questions and speculating about the circumstances surrounding the deaths. The hashtag #JusticeForHarrisFamily started trending on Twitter. Conspiracy theories flourished, each one more elaborate than the last. Some suggested that Jake had been targeted by someone who had a personal vendetta against him, while others speculated about a business rivalry gone wrong. A few even theorized that Lily's sudden popularity on TikTok had made her a target for someone who didn't want her influence to grow. As the theories spread, so did the questions. Why had Jake been so careful about safety and yet overlooked the possibility of a gas leak? Why was Lily sedated? Who would want to harm them? And more importantly, why were there so many holes in the police investigation? The case gained national attention as more people began to rally behind the Harris family's memory. Fans expressed their disbelief that the police had closed the case so quickly. Petition drives were